In this video, we are going to talk about Pepsi stock analysis. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. It's time to take a look at Pepsi's dividend and stock. PepsiCo is a favorite stock of dividend investors, despite my personal beverage preferences. Most notably, this group has shown a strong interest in purchasing Pepsi stock in the past. Let's start. Pepsi dividend stock analysis. Are you ready to invest in PepsiCo? Then, first and foremost, we must address a few critical issues. Is Pepsi a dividend-paying stock? Is it wise to invest in PepsiCo stock? Pepsi or Coke? Which is a better stock? Is Pepsi stock a decent investment right now? I'll answer these and other questions to assist you in managing your finances and investments. So, let's get started on the Pepsi dividend stock analysis right now. And start with a few of these inquiries. They'll be important takeaways. Is Pepsi a good dividend stock? Yes, in my opinion. Pepsi is a dividend-paying portfolio. To begin with, Pepsi has a long history of paying dividends to its shareholders. Pepsi stock also offers an appealing dividend yield and good dividend growth prospects. Finally, Pepsi's dividend is backed by a solid company of well-known brands. This is a potent mix that any dividend investor would appreciate. Is Pepsi stock a buy now? The stock of Pepsi appears to be completely priced. They're neither a clear-cut buy nor a clear-cut sell based on price. I like Pepsi stock when it's trading at or below $135 per share. In my dividend stock portfolio as a long-term investment. Pepsi, company background. PepsiCo is a leading beverage and snack food company in the world. Pepsi-Cola and Frito-Lay merged to form Pepsi-Lay Frito. In the late 1890s, Pepsi-Cola was created. The Frito Company and the H.W. Lay Company merged in 1961 to create Frito-Lay, Inc. PepsiCo's stock symbol. The Nasdaq Stock Exchange is where PepsiCo stock is traded. It trades under the ticker symbol PEP, Nasdaq, PEP. Furthermore, I exchange all of my stocks without paying any commissions. And do so with the quick and efficient Webull app. It also has some fantastic stock research features. Does Pepsi pay a dividend? Yes, indeed. Pepsi has a dividend policy. And it's been paying a dividend for a long time. So, let's take a look at all of the details surrounding Pepsi's dividend. It's the only way I can defend my response to the crucial issue. Is Pepsi-Cola a decent dividend stock to buy? Pepsi dividend yield. At the current Pepsi stock price, the dividend per share equates to a 3.2% Pepsi dividend yield. I begin my dividend stock search and selection process by looking for dividend yields in the 3 to 5% range. This maxim does not apply to me. With Pepsi, though, you won't have to. In which months does Pepsi pay its dividend? Many investors care about a company's dividend payment pattern. What is the reason for this? Since some people build a dividend portfolio with the intention of receiving monthly dividends. Pepsi's dividends are paid in January, March, June, and September, keeping this in mind. The dividend is paid in the first week of the month in January. During the months of March, June, and September, however, it is billed in the last week of the month. Pepsi's ex-dividend date. You must complete your purchase of Pepsi before the ex-dividend date if you are a Pepsi shareholder. To be eligible for the next stock dividend payment. The ex-dividend date for Pepsi is about 4 weeks before the dividend is paid. Each fifth, Pepsi's ex-dividend date varies slightly. The same goes for the due date. As a result, it's a good idea to review Pepsi's ex-dividend date and dividend payment dates each quarter. If the timing of dividend payments is important to you. Pepsi dividend history. PepsiCo has been paying quarterly cash dividends since 1965, according to a recent press release. In addition, the firm has raised its annual dividend every year since 1973. Will Pepsi become a dividend king? If Pepsi will keep its dividend year after year, it will soon be crowned dividend king. Coca-Cola, on the other hand, has already entered the ranks of the dividend kings. Since 1963, the company has raised dividends every year. Dividend kings are extraordinary and unusual businesses that have raised their dividends for at least 50 years in a row. Do you want to put your money into these kinds of businesses? Coca-Cola is dividend king, as you probably already know. I've even checked a few others here at Dividends Diversify. They're part of my dividend income model portfolio. Pepsi dividend policy. Every business has a dividend policy in place. Some people decide to make their policy public. Most businesses do not. A formal dividend policy communication is extremely useful in establishing future dividend expectations for a company. I really appreciate it when management shares details about dividends in this manner. In the case of Pepsi, I am not aware of any structured management correspondence about dividend policy. This, however, does not strike me as a red flag. It's just a reflection of Pepsi's approach to doing business. Finally, Pepsi's dividend history tells me something. In the future, increasing cash dividend payments to shareholders would be a major factor. Thoughts about the Pepsi dividend payout ratios. Dividends have been increasing at a faster rate than earnings and cash flow. This has resulted in a 77% earnings-based dividend payout ratio for 2020. And an 86% cash-based payout ratio. Lower dividend payout ratios are a good thing. It demonstrates that the organization has plenty of space to lift the dividend in the years ahead. Alternatively, you can tolerate a decline in earnings without having to cut it. For the time being, Pepsi's dividend appears to be sufficiently protected by earnings and assets. And they are of little interest to me because of Pepsi's market stability. However, dividend payout ratios are beginning to creep up. I don't want Pepsi to follow in the footsteps of Coke. When the dividend payout ratio exceeds 90%. And it's almost certain that dividend growth would be very poor for the near future. All of this talk of Pepsi's dividend has led me to my dividend growth prediction. Pepsi dividend growth forecast. Dividend growth will be limited, I assume, due to the high dividend payout ratios. In the coming years, it will be limited to the mid to high single-digit percentage range. In line with the increase in profits. Or, to minimize dividend payout ratios, slightly lower than earnings growth. So, for the sake of planning, I'm going to assume that the Pepsi dividend will rise at a rate of 6 to 7% per year in the coming years. Pepsi balance sheet and credit rating. Pepsi has a significant amount of debt. Their debt-to-equity ratio is 3.3 to 1, which is very high. Coke, on the other hand, has a debt-to-equity ratio of 2 to 1. Pepsi has an A1 and A+ credit rating from Moody's and S&P, respectively, similar to Coke. Dividend yield as a value indicator for Pepsi. Finally, dividend yields of 3 to 5% appeal to me. Personally, I wouldn't invest in Pepsi stock unless it yielded at least 3%. Especially given my concerns about dividend growth in the future. With a target dividend yield of 3%, we'd be looking at a price of $143 per share. Pepsi dividend review and stock analysis wrap up. Let's finish with a comparison of Coke and Pepsi. Pepsi or Coke? Which is a better stock? Both Pepsi and Coke, in my view, are decent dividend-paying stocks. However, this may not be a fair analogy from a business standpoint. After all, the snack food segment accounts for approximately 60% of Pepsi's revenue. Coke, on the other hand, is a non-alcoholic drug pure play. Nonetheless, the two firms are often compared and lumped together. Due to their long history of competing in the cola market. Pepsi stock valuation summary. We looked at a few different valuation approaches to come up with a variety of Pepsi stock prices. After reviewing the different metrics of valuation, I've come to the conclusion that Pepsi stock is currently completely priced. Okay, maybe a smidgen undervalued. Still, in my view, neither a clear buy nor a clear sale. Looking at things from the perspective of a long-term dividend investor. This is a stock that you can buy and keep for the rest of your life. So, at current prices or lower, I believe Pepsi stock is a good buy. When using a dollar cost averaging strategy to invest in the stock, this is a good entry point price. Pepsi will be a decent stock purchase if and when the overall stock market corrects, without a shift in company fundamentals. It's dragging down stocks like Pepsi. Pepsi dividend discount model. Several variables are taken into account by the single-stage dividend discount model, also known as the Gordon Growth Model. The Gordon Growth Model calculator estimates that Pepsi stock is worth $131 per share based on these assumptions. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.